Well, hey, what's up everybody? We're actually down this end of the allotment. You're not going to get a little walk up the other end this time. We've got some trees to plant. That's what we've got here. We've got a plum and a pear tree, kind of going either side where you are. Got a new t-shirt, Living Off Netball t-shirt. Got a free sample, so working on a website for those to be available to purchase. I want to thank you again for all of the views, subscribes. It's going well so far. I'm happy with the progress. The feedback or response has been generally positive, apart from one like this comment right here. I don't know what is meant by I'm glad I'm not on a site with you. I have loads of farming experience, building site experience. I have no idea what was meant by that. I always make sure I do things as safe as possible. If things aren't going to be slightly off, slightly on the caution of not being safe, I make sure it's just me up here. I don't know what that's meant to mean, and I mean it was a bonfire, so that looks dreadful. Can't be the video quality because everything's recorded in 4K with my GoPro. I'm not sure how you're supposed to make a bonfire look pretty. We used pallets to contain it. Whilst it was built up quite high, I mean originally it was built up quite high, so we used pallets which were quite wet to contain the fire whilst it was starting and burning, so it didn't collapse out. Put wooden supports in place so the pallets didn't fall out when the string eventually burned, which took actually quite a while. And the fact you mentioned plastic bags going in there, I can only recall one bag. It was a bag which had compost in it, because I remember seeing it in there, but not until it was too late. If you watch my previous videos, you can see, and you can probably see in this view, this is how we took the allotment on. It was used as a dumping ground by the previous tenant, and then we tried to clear as much by hand as possible. I can still see rubbish dotting around, and unfortunately when doing the fire, some got in there without actually noticing, which I apologise for. It's not something I tried to do, but yeah, for the next time I have a fire nick, I'll make sure I dress it up, maybe put some makeup on it, a little bow, a dress, if that's gonna please you, on the stop making the bonfire look dreadful. But yeah, now we've addressed that, I think it's basically we're gonna have a triangle of trees. Got an apple tree behind you. We're gonna have one, either the pear or plum to that side, the left, it'd be the right of you, and then whichever tree's left on the other side. We're going to do that side first because that's going to be the easiest to get done, because we need to cut some of this back because it's quite overgrown. It's kind of not any of use to us, and it keeps stabbing me in the head and my partner in the head as well, so a lot of this is going to be cut back to allow room for the pear or apple tree to grow. Also, we're going to get some spraying done. Originally we were going to spray and then cover straight away, and that was the whole original plan for episode 4, was to get spray covered, and then we could start tearing down this polytunnel, using a section of it to make a new polytunnel straight away. But slight change of plan, weather's delayed spraying massively, so today we're just going to get it sprayed and leave it because it is still quite unlevel on there. So I'm going to spray, leave it, and then next weekend, because my work patterns have changed, I now only work Monday to Friday for the next couple of months, no weekends. So the next weekend the build should happen, because we don't have to worry about weather so much. well, after the spraying's done, we can get it levelled-ish, covered, and then start moving the polytunnel. So the build has now become episode 5. This might be a mini episode, it depends on how long it takes to get the trees planted. This cut back quite a bit, and then we're going to move up the other end with the sprayer. So that is our job and task for this episode. I've got my shovel, got my gloves. I do not need that quite yet, so we're going to leave that up there out of the way. So pear or plum first? Pear or plum? Let's do the pear tree, because the reason being I'm not quite sure how this is going to grow, so you kind of want it away from the other tree. So this is going to go to your right, my left. So let's get all this stuff over here to start with. So I think we're going to go, let's kick all this in a bit. We're going to go about here with the pear tree, I reckon. And then we'll do the plum opposite. So we'll lay that down there for a second. But yeah, this is the area my partner and her mum's been working on. Again, from where you are, probably a bit further actually, up to where the weed membrane is, all the way down at least to, well actually it's further than the apple tree. Again, was all brambles, nettles, all well and truly overgrown. So they've done, that's what they've been working on. And yeah, that's completely, well, we've got 3 beds here now, which is a start. Hopefully there isn't too much. I feel like my mic's in a bad position because I'm not wearing a top, which, let's change it. Let's actually just put it on my t-shirt. I'm not wearing a shirt like top where I can just clip it on, which has actually turned out to be quite annoying. It does feel like, actually no it doesn't. Let's dig this out. Oh. Do I want to go, maybe actually, I want to go centre. I started digging in the wrong spot by mistake. We want to go centre, so let's go here. And then there has to be stones here, unfortunately. But we seem to be good, actually. There was just one right in the way where we wanted to go. Back to digging. At least it's not digging up. At least it's not digging up brambles this time. There's even rubbish in here, like literally just dug up rubbish. It's kind of everywhere, unfortunately. I think that's almost deep enough. Get those roots in the ground. Right, let's just stick that in there. Lots of rocks and stones, unfortunately. Let's just try and get this in there level, and then I'll just take a step back. The problem is this one is a bit on the, maybe let's try planting it that way. Get rid of these stones and rocks. Yeah, I'm happier with that. Right, let's get this all dug in now. Feels good planting trees as well. Feels like you're actually doing something. Not only going to eventually get fruit off of it, it's adding, it's doing something for the environment, which is we've got to take care of. We definitely have to take care of it. Kind of just trying to compress the soil as much as possible. But yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm not sure how this is. We're probably going to need to get a stake in the ground at some point just to pull it up, because it's the thicker part. I'm losing my mic. So the thicker part is going at an angle. Hopefully we can just ease that up as we go, so we get kind of a relatively straight up tree. But yeah, I'm good with that. That seems okay. Right, next area. So yeah, as you can see, we kind of want this tree here, but there's a lot of this we need to get rid of. So I'm going to grab my saw. I should have wore a different hat, because my head is getting rather warm. This kind of grows. Is it a buddleia? I think it might be a buddleia. I think that's what it's called. I'm not 100% sure. This side of things is all new for me. I used to work in forestry, as in firewood and cutting down trees, but actually naming trees is a weak area of mine. Yeah, it's just clearing enough space for our new tree to go, our plum tree. Let's get this bit out actually. And What am I calling? Up there. This will actually make for good firewood as well, because I do have a new series planned out. Hopefully starting in March. That's what I'm going to say for now. As in, I'm not going to give too much away, but the firewood's going to come in handy for it. I'm just waiting for some stuff. I need to get some stuff first, so we've got to wait for that. So I'm hopefully have it all by March, but we have got a second series planned and will be coming. I wasn't quite sure what to start with because I had a few ideas. All the ideas are going to happen. I just wanted to get the one. I needed to work out which one will allow me to get out, or I'll be able to get out sooner, required less work, considering this is quite a job with the allotment series. So I've settled on one, which I'm looking forward to. Hopefully we may start this month, February, but I'm going to probably say March just to be on the safe side, but I'll keep everyone posted on that through Discord and through YouTube. But yeah, it's just a case of once I have the equipment needed, that will start, which I'm excited for. I'm excited to, because living off Naffle isn't just about the allotment. It's about all kinds of outdoor content. That's the plan. The reason for the name Living Off Naffle is one, because this allotment had naffle on it when I first got it. Apart from rubbish, can't do much with rubbish. And once upon a time I was homeless for a little while, living in a tent, and that's why I've signed up to do the Great Tommy Sleep Out to raise money for homeless veterans. Because I've never been a vet. I'm not ex-forces, but I know what it's like to be homeless. So that's why I decided to jump on that, and that's the whole living off Naffle as well. I still have my job, but I was living in a tent and all my belongings was in a bag on my back. So that's where the whole Naffle comes from. But yeah, we're gonna finish getting this tree cut back as much as I want to. Get some time lapse going, and I'll be back with you when it's time to get the plum tree in the ground. Right, I think we're good for now. We're going to get this other tree planted, and then we're going to move on to spraying, and that will be it for this episode. So yeah, it's a bit of a micro, well, it's going to be a micro episode. So I normally use about 3 GoPro batteries to record one episode, but these are the tasks I need to get done. Going back into next week from episode 5, we will be the episodes will be back to normal length, because yeah, hopefully we're getting on, well, we will be getting on to polytunnel building, which or demolition and building, which I'm excited for. I need to grab the tree. One pear tree. Which way do we? Right, let's go this way a bit. I think hopefully that will be deep enough. Let's see. Yes, that definitely looks good enough for me. Let's get some of this dirt in the bottom, stuff it down, make sure we're kinda level. It's really good soil around here as well, which is good. And I know these are going to take a while to start bearing fruit, but at least we're planting trees, which is a good feeling. Make sure that is all compressed. That's looking good to me. That is those 2 trees done, so I'm going to get the shovel put away and I'll join you guys at the other end of the allotment, which you're all too familiar with. Right, so the spraying part, as you can see, this is quite uneven land, so that's why we scrapped the idea of spraying and then covering straight away. Hopefully we can kill off, I'm going to leave it a week, and then hopefully we can kill off a lot of these weeds and then try leveling it off a bit. I think the 2 projects are probably going to come out level with this greenhouse. This t-shirt's definitely not good for a mic. I need something over the top. So yeah, it's going to come level with the greenhouse. Bit of adjustment. I had it in an okay position for the trees. Yeah, so level with here. So a lot, well, right at the back there, nothing's going to be grown because that's a project for another series, which was, it was either that one or the one I'm actually going to be doing, was planned for my second series to run alongside the allotment one. That one's going to take a little while longer to get going, so I went for the other one. And here is going to be the polytunnel. So nothing's going to go into the ground for quite a while. We are using SBK tough weed killer. That is the job here. We have it's already up in the top cap, so let's get our sprayer undone. And yeah, this is all we're doing up here today, so it is definitely going to be a short episode. Because yeah, there's not much else. There is rubbish I could clear, etc. There is more I could add to this episode. But I kind of want to get one area done at a time. I don't want to be... The mistake I made when I first took over this allotment was I'd start on one area, then kind of ADHD brain would then go to a different area, and it was just tons of half jobs, which I didn't want this time. So that's why I'm not gonna... Obviously we dart down the other end to get the trees planted, because my partner's mum actually managed to pick those up, 2 for £12, so that's why we got those done. That's not... doesn't feel like it's... Oh, that's because that's undone. Is that better? Yes, that's compressing now. Let's get this over to my bag. So yeah, sorry, I lost track of where I was going because the sprayer threw me off. That's the reason we done a little bit down that end, because we had trees to plant. So yeah, 2 for £12, which is a bit of a bargain. But yeah, I kind of want to get sections done before I move on to the next section. So up to where you kind of are positioned is the section we're working on right now, and want to continue working on until it's done. And then once this area is done, the polytunnels move, we are going to be back down towards that end where the polytunnel is now, get the allotment back to how wide it used to be, because we're going to get raspberry canes down the other end, where the polytunnel is now. So that is where the plan is once this is done. Is this... oh, why is this... I don't want it locked on. Let's see. We don't want that either. That looks good. So yeah, we're just going to start spraying everything. Hopefully get all this killed off. And then it just made it made the ground easier to dig. Everything's died back, and then we will and then it's once every... sorry, I'm losing my chain of thought. My brain's kind of all over the place today. Yeah, once everything's kind of died back, we'll try and get this leveled as much as possible, and then it'll be moving on to the bit I've been excited for, which unfortunately has been delayed an episode. But yeah, it was just weather. I couldn't really get over here and spray whilst it was raining. Actually, I'm going to move along this way, so then I can actually get a good coverage going backwards and forwards. I know roughly where I've been there instead of darting to different areas. But hello. Right, and then we go back. But there's still a lot of brambles. Some I haven't digged up yet. Hopefully this will get to work over the next week and start. Actually, let's get up here a bit because there is a lot in here we want to kill off. Right, there we go. Now let's move back down. I might do a couple of passes just to make sure we're getting as much coverage as possible, as much killed off as possible. This is all new to me outside of done it with big machinery, but I have never done it with this sprayer before, so hopefully I'm getting it right. Get some more air pumped in there. Make sure we're getting everything what needs to meet the Grim Reaper. Oh, I'm quite tall. I don't know. Hope there'll probably be some negative comments on this video for the complete bodge job I'm doing of this, but it is what it is. I'm having fun. We are getting this sprayed, which has been something I wanted to get done for, well, what's it been, 2 weeks now, I think. It's always been a Friday. I've always, because I work flexi hours, I've always, the last 2 weeks, I've worked all my hours so I could get Tuesday off. Oh, it's not Tuesday off, sorry, get Friday off. And the last 2 weeks, it's been nothing but rain. I didn't really, well, it's kind of pointless coming up here spraying when it's raining. So that is why it's taken so long, and why episode 4 has kind of changed slightly, and the realization that it's pointless coming up here covering this all up just to uncover it all again, to dig and try and make it as level as possible. Some of this dirt here can come this way, and then some of the other can go that way, to try and make a level playing field as possible. So yeah, it's kind of, yeah, like I said, pointless covering it up just to uncover it to start digging again. So I thought, whilst we've got a 24-hour rain-free window, we come and get this sprayed up. Pump that back up, get it sprayed off, and hopefully in a week's time we'll see some changes up here. Well, for however long it takes, so we can start digging, we can start getting back to groundwork. I was going to do a bit lower to try and catch all of this stuff, because yeah, there's still brambles in the ground right here. I don't like using chemicals really. It's not really what I'm about, but it was the kind of, this is the option here. So I'm actually probably going to carry on spraying until this is out of water, and then I'll be back with you guys shortly, because I think I've rambled on enough by now. So there we have it. This area completely sprayed now. There's still some big brambles in there, so I sprayed them quite heavily. Hopefully we'll start seeing this area all dying off now. But yeah, it's good to get back out. I was struggling to get motivation today to get up here, to be quite honest. But now I've got up here, I feel good, especially getting 2 trees in the ground. But yeah, that is this area completely sprayed. It is now going to be another week before I can get up here. Like I said, my shift patterns are now Monday to Friday. I have to do minimum of 6 hours a day, Monday to Friday. So getting up here Fridays are a no-go. It's just the weekends I can get up here now. So at the moment, the plan is to get up here Saturday. Start trying to get, well, depending on how much has died back, try and get this end leveled, ready for, well, that will be part of episode 5, but ready for the main event of episode 5 of getting the polytunnel moved and starting construction. That may be episode 5 and 6, because there is quite a lot of work I need to get done. I think I have all the materials now. Not 100% sure, but yeah, I think I have. But there is quite a lot of work. Like I said, there's all the digging. We've got to take it down, move it, build some wooden frame on each end so we can attach the polytunnel plastic, and make that tight as possible. So that actually may be split over episode 5 and 6, and then hopefully by episode 6 I should have some more news on the next series away from the allotment. I'm going to be starting to put up onto the YouTube channel. But yeah, as always guys, has been a pleasure. Don't forget to like and subscribe, turn notifications on so you never miss an episode. Thank you again for all the positivity around what I'm doing, the likes, the comments, the subscribes. It's been great. It is a feel-good factor, even though my channel's quite small. But thank you again guys. I'll see you in the next one.